Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming to this broadcast at this moment today. So I can say to you, welcome to the Advancement Center. If you just happen to tune in to this channel today or sometime in the future, just know that Spirit guided you every step of the way in order for you to hear these words. Welcome to the new world of magic and miracles. I looked up the word magic, the place where everything is known from A to Z, and got the definition of a game called magic. Mm-mm. Then I looked up the word miracle and read a surprising and welcome event that is not explainable by nature or scientific laws and is therefore considered to be the work of a divine agency. Okay, we are all here by divine invitation, and it is my honor and joy to share the many wonders of this past week that we have received. Simeon spoke to us on Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. That was yesterday, with a message that rearranged the world as we know, or we thought we knew it, and brought in the world of magic and miracles. The day before, on Friday, David lovingly shared his knowingness as he constantly brings our attention to the magic of life, a book by Robert Young, which, by the way, he has narrated for the world on YouTube. David's writing always captures my heart when he shares his writing. My intention was just to read the opening, but I could not stop. So here is David's writing entitled No Force in Love, which we've never heard before. We are simply witnesses and participants of a different reality, desiring to share what we have been given, to share what we have been reminded of, and to share what we now know. And that is that the world of magic and miracles and the industry of magic and miracles is alive. There can be no force in our sharing, no pressure to convince or change one's mind. It is a simple sharing without expectation. That's what love does. It gives you a choice without condemnation and allows you to forge your own path. If there is a force in any way, it becomes control and an infringement on your sovereignty. This is the very thing that the so called bad people that we criticize so strongly are guilty of doing. Yet we may be doing the same thing in the name of spirituality. So, may I please have the honor and great pleasure to tell you without force who you are? You are beyond incredible and infinitely indescribable. Trillions of inputs and outputs all working to maintain balance and harmony. You are awesome, amazing, magnificently bright, knowing all things, one with all things, the source of all light. You're a bright, shining star. You have come from so far. Don't you know who you are? Don't you know? You are never ending and never beginning. Please know that things are never as bad as they seem, and things are always more amazing than you may ever know. So relax and feel the vibration of love and unending support that is always there for each one of us, and enjoy your life. You are passing through this life like a great comet, and there are no words to describe your brilliance. We have no agenda except to show you there is another way. When you are ready to consider that other way, clarity will appear to you in a flash of light that brings everything we have shared and more into your awareness. Simplicity will follow right behind, giving you the awareness and feeling of how simple it all is. And then that smile will make its way to your face, and your heart will be filled with a feeling of mischief and indescribable joy as you begin to see who you truly are and who you have always truly been. I had to read, and there's more, by the way, but I couldn't stop any sooner because David captures the true being of who we are, which is the purpose of the Advancement Center, to validate and welcome and embrace everyone who comes to share what we have to offer. David also captured my heart when he said, oh my goodness, I decided this as he was reading this yesterday in his own broadcast. The child who lets you see the universe that exists within them through pools of light that we call eyes. They are naked in their purity and beauty, lovingly yet powerfully drawing you into the world of the unknown, where magic and miracles are king and queen. We see the love of the Creator in those eyes, the mischief, awe, and wonder as they are opened to us. Ancient wisdom is felt coursing out of that tiny body, and this is all recognized through those eyes. Those eyes and the being that they represent are completely vulnerable, exposed to a world that does not see them in their magnificence. This does not matter to them, for they only know one way to be: free. Free And those eyes are the windows to that freedom. That has left me with such a magical image. More about that later. Now, back in October of 2021, Robert wrote the following, and I feel that it is so pertinent. When we were children, we loved to sing and dance and run and play and just follow our spirit and not even think about what comes next or what just passed. That same thing is returning to us, and it's returning to us very quickly. It's the feeling, it's the knowing that people are actually connected to you through some other thing than voice and sound. It's a knowing that is beyond the logical mind. It's a knowing that we've always had. If you stand in front of someone or beside them, you know if they're feeling good or not. You know if they're joyful, and you know if they are happy people. You also know the opposite, but you'll notice that the more you head towards that elevated platform of living, the only thing you'll notice is the good in everything. And what does that do? It amplifies, accelerates, and brings it into reality without you doing a thing. So the more we expose ourselves to one another in the way of knowing that we know exactly what the person is thinking, feeling, intending, then the comfort and the security of being with the right people comes very, very quickly. And to know that, that is a reality that you can speak about and you can mention to somebody, wow, you're really happy today, without conversation or asking questions. You know, and the more you know, and the more you expose the fact that you know, the more you can live in the world that has mysteries that you have access to, that you have access because that's who you are, not because you did some exercise or you went to a class or you meditated or anything. It's natural. It was you as a child, and it's still with you. The fact that you put that first instead of logic amplifies it in your world. It's never gone away. It's never diminished. But the things that we don't know about are the things that we really want. We don't want to know about them. We want them. So we want to be skillful at working with the universal way of life so that you know what's coming and you don't have to think about it. You don't have to plan because it's done with another part of your being. That may have been a year ago, but it couldn't be more pertinent to this moment. So thank you, Robert. Now, before I share my very personal journal with you, which I treasure, so I must treasure you, yesterday's message from Simeon bid us farewell. And in the words of our very dear Tim, said, a bittersweet moment and exhilarating and thrilling times ahead for us all. Yet the reins have been handed over, and anything is now possible. So, in the words of Simeon in his message yesterday, he said, now we bring to life the life that you have seen and felt, the one that you know is perfect, the one that is never far from your lips but cannot be seen in your physical world. It is now available in your physical world, and nothing can stop it. The potency of this message is enormous and wonderful. So now I'll read my journal. Oh, 7:30 this morning. Dearest Simeon, I woke with these words this morning. I actually heard them. We have been living out of context. Academically, this can be a put down. When the professor says that you have strayed from the topic and been diagnosed. My own writing. Oh, sorry about that. When the professor says that you have strayed from the topic, being discussed, and now stick with the program you have been taught, or perhaps programmed to accept and live by. Simeon, that is the experience you have given us. Con means with. Text, going to the word context. Text means texture or weave, considered together with the surrounding words or circumstance. It is difficult now to view, oh, that's right. You've heard people say, I can't view that masterpiece in context because even though it's a masterpiece, the surrounding is not up to the same level. So that masterpiece shown in a junkyard is out of context. Thanks for staying with me. Now I'm still writing to Simeon, right? Your message has put us all back into our origin, into context, together with our original weaving, texture. That's our original weaving, our being from our origin. Life itself, a beautiful newborn coming to be embraced, cared for, and allowed to discover the many gifts they brought with them to share, protect from harm, nourish, and love. That is the parent's role. Anything else is control, indoctrination, and a copy of the original is the result, an adulterated one. Today, I am living in context. I am home. I am as a child, and again, as you took me to the outer reaches of the universe and beyond to feel the freedom of flying in my own spacecraft, doing somersaults and backflips with all possibilities. There for us to discover for ourselves with just a touch. I lit up a star and carried moonbeams home in a jar. That was a song we sang in camp. Today, I have suddenly become truly aware of my true life that I have been living ever since I followed my spirit. And that was well before I knew the meaning of following your spirit. But I guess I followed that spirit all the way from Brooklyn, New York, to the other side of the world to meet my partner, my love, my husband, Robert Young, who would always say when he didn't recognize something, I don't know that. I'm not from here. Today, after your message, I know this masterpiece in context. Your twin brother, Robert, was sent to Earth to present down here everything you have given us. Robert has prepared the way intentionally and electronically through his many YouTubes of his actual appearances before crowds of people, and thankfully they were all videotaped. It just took one invitation by a couple living in California brought us to California and a speaking tour down the length of the state. I watched the magic as Robert spoke. And returned the magic of life to each and every one in attendance. At first, there was only, oh, okay. Boy, I was so taken I could hardly read my own writing, but bear with me. Everyone was touched by the magic of life. And at first, this was our only revenue. Then Robert said, "This must be available for everyone with no cost attached." And here's a little side note. 36 years ago, long before any of the above happened, Spirit prodded me to ask for what I deserved: the sole ownership of a little house on a hill, in exchange for loving care of a brother, my uncle. The house is rented, and the proceeds help us now. You have given me the gift of truly knowing and understanding of the man I have been living with and loving. Robert accesses the outer reaches of the universe all the time, anytime, and takes us with him with a smile on his face for the whole human race. The magic of life is living and assuring us and welcoming us to the world of magic and miracles. Thank you both. I love you with all my heart, Barbara. And Simeon responded and wrote, "Dearest Barbara, you are fulfilling your vision, your mission, your purpose, and your heart's desire. Congratulations, and thank you for taking such good care of my beloved Robert, my twin. P.S. Yes, I hear every and all messages to me." And another P.S. "And my message to all is the universal gift to each and every one of you: a perfect life, perfect health, and a future filled with magic and miracles." Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. I am Barbara.